Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today we have Andrew Zeng with Rise Acupuncture and Wellness Clinic in Bellevue, Washington. We're thrilled to talk to Andrew about what he does. Andrew, welcome. Please let us know how you started this and what it's all about.
Sure. So I work with my mom, who was an oncologist back in China who used traditional Chinese medicine in her practice in combination with conventional cancer therapy. And so I grew up with her sticking me with needles and using traditional Chinese medicine to cure me of, illness and injury. And that was great because I grew up training and competing in martial arts. So I always had bumps and bruises and injuries and whatnot. And she was able to help me with that. She opened the clinic back in 2002, but I was 12 at the time, so I wasn't working with her at that time. She began training me in 2008, mainly to help her with her own back pain and whatnot, and to help myself as I went up to college. But I didn't originally study Chinese medicine in college. I studied biomedical engineering. Graduated in 2012, and in fast forward to 2013, I was working in the biotech industry in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I changed careers to acupuncture and Eastern medicine. Biotech, the science is super interesting, but the practical application of it is that you're locked in the lab for 10 hours a day, taking care of cells. And there's just a part of me that really wanted to help people directly. And I suppose that aspect of me is in my blood because I'm actually the eighth generation of traditional Chinese medicine doctors on my mom's side of the family. So they passed down kind of special needling techniques and finding what I call active points that are somehow a little bit different than the anatomical textbook points. And in July of 2013, I moved back to Seattle to be with my mom. And by September of 2013, I was in Shanghai getting my degree in traditional Chinese medicine. I spent over 2,000 hours in the clinic. So seeing thousands of different clients with hundreds of different conditions. So really got a broad spectrum of experience from that. Just before my final board exam, 2020 happened. And two big things, right? One is we had a global pandemic. And at the time, we were working out of our office on Bell Red Road, but we had to close down because of the pandemic. And the other reason is I was diagnosed with brain cancer in January of 2020. And a lot of people ask me why I was diagnosed with cancer because I had a healthy and active lifestyle. And when I asked my neuro-oncologist, he said it was just bad luck. And if you ask my mom, she'd say that it's everything that I ever did ever that she didn't agree with. Just kidding, mom, I love you. I've made it my mission in life to create a healthier and happier world. And this clinic is just the first major step on this path. So yeah, that's my story. That's how I got to where I am now and my trajectory that I'm on. I went through the traditional chemo and radiation therapy from the time I was diagnosed in January of 2020, and I was cancer free by June of 2020. So 6 months of treatment, and I was good. I had a good prognosis from the start, but also I was able to use, my mom's experience as an oncologist who used traditional Chinese medicine in her practice. I didn't have any side effects other than hair loss. I had no pain. I had no nausea. I was able to control that all with acupuncture and some herbal medicine. What we do is we apply our in-clinic therapies like acupuncture, manual therapy, cupping, infrared heat therapy, and herbal medicine in support of lifestyle therapy. So helping clients cultivate better stress management, sleep, dietary, and exercise habits. Because at the end of the day, that's what's most important, right? The habits are what's most important. The example I always give is sleep. If you're not sleeping well, doesn't matter how many needles I stick in you. I might be able to help you sleep for a night or two, but if you don't get your sleep hygiene right, it's one step forward, two steps back, right? So what we do in our clinic is we have a kind of habit implementation strategy that leverages the two main aspects of developing a habit, which is the dopamine reward system and neuroplasticity. And how it works is that We give a client, say, 6 habits that we want them to implement into their life. And if they can complete, let's say, 4 out of those 6 habits every day over a 21-day cycle, that's 21 days is because that's how long it takes, according to research, to cultivate a good habit with strict adherence. So we do 21 days of strict adherence of 6 habits that we want them to implement. In our clinic, some of our main therapies are acupuncture. When you insert an acupuncture needle, it stimulates a signal throughout your nervous system and your connective tissue system. We employ a very much evidence-based and holistic approach to health and wellness. So when we're stimulating with acupuncture, we're sending a signal through both our nervous system and connective tissue networks. And so that will do things like turn off the pain center in your brain called the anterior cingulate cortex. It will release adenosine, which is an anti-inflammatory compound. It'll also release endorphins in response to that stimulus. Okay, so that's acupuncture. Manual therapy. We use manual therapy in combination with acupuncture to correct the position of the myofascia. So acupuncture is great for loosening the muscles, but if we actually want to change the position of the myofascia, we want to get in there with our hands to actually physically move that. Cupping, if you don't know what cupping is, it's basically a cup that's put on the area of your body and it has a vacuum pressure. So it sticks to your body. And what it does is creates that suction and it breaks the very small blood vessels, the capillaries in the area where it's attached. And that pulls out old blood and brings in new blood. And blood carries all the healing components, nutrients to that area. And then infrared heat therapy is another one. So heat therapy is really great for, say you have very stiff muscles and myofascia, or your shoulder joints are very stiff. That heat can really help to loosen things up. And finally, we have herbal medicine. Herbal medicine we use to prescribe to help balance the body. So when you come in, we'll do a consultation and we may prescribe herbal medicine to help you balance some things in addition to lifestyle therapy. So what we do is we use those in-clinic therapies in support of lifestyle therapy. So helping clients cultivate better stress management, sleep, dietary, and exercise habits. Because at the end of the day, those are the most important things. Most commonly, people come to see pain, back pain, low back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, whatever kind of pain, just because that's what acupuncture is most known for. But we can actually treat a wide variety of conditions. Most anything we can either treat entirely or benefit. Anything from stress to high blood pressure to digestion problems to infertility. So it's a wide ranging domain that we have. If you're feeling in any way less than 100%, we can help you in some way. Kids can do it as well. Kids through adults, it's safe. We only use sterile single-use needles, clean needling technique. We avoid dangerous points. Safety is our top priority. In general, acupuncture accidents are very rare, and for us, it's a never. We never had an accident. One of the Seahawks came in a week before the Rams game last season, and he came in with pretty severe low back pain and rib pain. During our consultation, I found that his erector spinae, psoas, and intercostal muscles were very tight. So I applied electroacupuncture, manual therapy, cupping, infrared heat therapy, and some cooling medicinal herbal compresses. And after 2 treatments, I was able to significantly lengthen and relax those muscles. And that Sunday, it was January 8th, 2023, they beat the Rams 19-16. So I like to say that I take some credit for that win. Another one is we have a guy working in tech, or even me, I'm in front of a computer more than I'd like to be. And when you do that, you tend to get this forward head posture, you get an anterior pelvic tilt. What we do is we use a combination of acupuncture and structural integration, which is a form of manual therapy, to correct the myofascial imbalances. What happens is the myofascia on the front of the body tends to get pulled forward, and the myofascia on the back of the body tends to get pulled up. So what we do is kind of use acupuncture to loosen the muscles and then use our hands to bring that back into a neutral position. Last success story that I'd like to share is a lady who owns a marketing consulting company. She has been suffering from indigestion for many, many years. And literally after 2 treatments, her digestion was normal. And one important thing is to practice mindful eating. I really believe in the business concept of leading with value. So I kind of have the faith wholeheartedly pursuing my mission to create a healthier and happier world will also allow me to put food on the table and a roof over my head. The first thing I do is I really make sure that I take care of my own health, making sure that I'm in a good physical and mental state so that I can better serve others. And just by practicing what I preach and leading by example. And that allows me to go above and beyond for my clients, providing exceptional service in and outside the clinic, and just to use my skills and knowledge to make a meaningful difference in people's lives. And that for us generates a lot of referrals, which is our kind of main source of new clients. Speaking of marketing, leading with values, providing helpful content on social media and on my website's blog. I also run Google and Facebook ads, generally like relationship marketing approach. So building a really good relationship with my clients and with the people that I network with. I go on Meetup and Alignable and being part of this great group that you have here, Oleg, and just try to strive to make a positive impact on everyone that I interact with. But specifically for networking, I'm looking for other healthcare providers and wellness professionals like yoga instructors and personal trainers and athletic coaches, life coaching as well. And the last thing I want to say with regards to business, in a competitive market, I understand like that we're competing with other people, but I feel like in the healthcare industry, everyone's mission is, or at least should be, aligned in helping people live healthier and happier lives. I'm good at what I do because I'm in perpetual pursuit of mastery of my craft. My mission is to create a healthier and happier world. And in my view, the biggest hindrance to that is our primarily reactive healthcare system and culture. And what we need is a paradigm shift to a more proactive and preventive healthcare system. And that's what holistic healthcare is all about. So eventually, I'd like to at least play a part in creating a system and culture where natural medicine is the first line of defense. So for example, if you have insomnia, instead of a sleeping pill, maybe try acupuncture and getting sunlight on your eyes first thing in the morning, because that's the most important practice for sleep. Or better yet, avoid it in the first place by having your good sleep hygiene. And the idea isn't to compete with conventional medicine, but to balance it. So to be the yin to conventional medicine's yang, if you will. But I'm fully aware that requires a lot of influence, right? I want to grow my current practice into a sort of integrated natural healthcare center with naturopaths, acupuncturists, physical therapists, chiropractors, whatever, and kind of turn that into a chain. So imagine next to every conventional medicine hospital, there's one of these holistic healthcare practices. And that could help to balance that system. Right now, what I'm focused on is rebuilding and growing my clinic, just taking it one step at a time. We're just looking to build up our clientele. But at the same time, I do have a number of community outreach initiatives, I'm calling them. One is we have an 8 Weeks to Wellness ebook. It's a free ebook that you can download from our website and just gives you the kind of fundamental principles of wellness and just how to self-evaluate and build your own wellness program. But we do sell a wellness program as well that kind of teaches you those principles and uses our in-clinic treatments to support that. Another thing is that I really want to fight the opioid epidemic that really affects Seattle. And so if there are any physicians watching this, or anyone who knows a physician who's currently prescribing opioid pain medication to treat pain, I'd really like for you to reach out and let's talk about potentially not prescribing such a addictive pain medication and using acupuncture and art therapies to at least reduce the dose, or go to a different, less addictive pain medication, or just eliminate them altogether. Another thing is our Helping the Homeless initiative. So we recently just partnered with the Sophia's Way up in Bellevue and Kirkland. We're going to be providing once a week free treatment to patients at the Sophia's Ways women's shelters. And we do have a Helping the Homeless donation fund on our website, so we'd really appreciate your support so we can continue to offer this service to our homeless. A few more things. Spread the wellness. So it's a community of like-minded people who want to live healthier and happier lives and help others to do so as well. We have a Facebook group and a meetup group. I'd love for you to join us. I recently also took over a Tai Chi meetup group. I'm calling it Harmony Tai Chi, Qigong, and Meditation. And we're going to be bringing about a lot of events where we can practice those types of important mental and physical exercises that I think are so important for health. The last thing is I'm currently teaching a kids martial arts class at Conquer Hapkido and MMA for self-defense, because I think it teaches really great mindset, and mindset is half the battle. But we also have an adults class afterwards. So on Monday and Wednesday evenings, the kids class is at 5:30 and the adults class is at 6:45. So if anybody wants to join us, learn some self-defense, get some exercise, and have some fun, we'd love to have you. If anybody wants to reach out, a good referral for us is anyone who wants to live a healthier and happier life and is willing to invest the time, energy, and money into doing so. If that describes you or someone you know, and what I've said resonated with you in some way, we do offer a free wellness consultation, virtual or in person. Or if you have some ideas for me to achieve my aspirations and my mission, or to grow my practice, or you'd like to partner with us, or you just want to be friends, please reach out. You can find my contact info and links to everything I mentioned today on my link tree. It's just linktree/Rise Wellness Clinic. Maybe it'll pop up on the screen. Thanks so much, Oleg. It's been a real pleasure, and I really appreciate you.